Welcome back to our show, your show, Let's Talk Stocks. And as we promised, the second part of this very interesting and enthralling interview with sports management specialist, Carole Beckford. Of course, she knows the sports and all the things that it needs.
And then now, in the communities, STF built a whole heap of things. In its STF is actually going to be 30 in next year. Yes, sir. And so we need to look broadly and audit where were these fields, what we need to adjust, what we need to shut down, what we need to move because the population has changed.
Yes.
And there is a rule. It's every 5,000 you must have a space that people can do recreation. These things are written, we never just come and have them, The United Nations has these rules for developing economies like Jamaica. And we're saying if you're building a facility, here are the rules. You must have space for play, recreation, and so on. But we have gone away from that. We have schools with 600 students that don't have a PE teacher. And that school is entitled to having at least 3 physical education teachers. The rules are there. They're mandated in the Ministry of Education's roles and responsibilities, but we're not following them. So when we talk about everybody can't be Usain or Shelley or Damian Lowe, no, because it's probably up to 11 to 15% of your athlete population will become professional or will stay professional. What will happen is that you need more people involved. And the business of sport has grown so much now that you can employ them.
Because there are people who've gone abroad on scholarships, or even here,
as
the universities
I played volleyball at Mercy College in New York.
There you go.
I won't tell you the date.
But a lot of people are getting scholarships, and so they might not, the profession, the career path might not necessarily be, yes, they're going to be an elite athlete.
Exactly.
But they might become the masseuse, the coach, the
statistician, the agent, exactly.
Yeah.
Because you already have a feel for what happens in the industry.
Yes.
Right? And so you are more than likely easier to negotiate and handle that business.
And here's the elephant in the room. All of these pay better than the call center jobs. Can we say that, Annie?
Of course. No. Sport professionals in the Caribbean are in the top 5 percentile best paid professionals. West Indies, when I was at West Indies Cricket, we did that. Or cricketers, or top footballers, and our top track and field athletes are in the top 5 percentile best paid people in the region. Think about that. Let that sink in just for a little bit. So what you're saying, all right, and Chris Gale, when he was our central contract, he was in the top 5 best paid person in the region. So you're talking about our lawyers, our bankers, or teachers. Certainly they get more paid. I mean, they work hard. So I don't want anybody to think you can't wake up and go make 333 just like that. So even if him get out at 15 or 11 on one occasion, those records stand and his work, So the dedication and commitment and the physical wear and tear on your body, that's required. And they chose, but there's a return. Yes. And their careers don't last as long. Exactly. So what it means is that we have to facilitate an environment for them that they can grow their business with incentives, with whatever little waivers and so on that they can. Because the typical doctor can work until they're 65, some up to 70. I mean, you and I can even push ourselves in a wheelchair and still do this program. But the truth is, the athlete cannot sustain that. Merlene Ottey was an enigma. I mean, Shelley is there, people like LeBron James, who is now in his 20th year as a professional athlete. Wow. And so, any industry that has that kind of work to do has to be facilitated by its jurisdiction. Jamaica depends on entertainment and sport for its notoriety.
Why isn't there a deliberate policy approach to grow GDP through growth in sports and entertainment?
When you bring Minister Nigel Clark on, I'll come back and I'll ask him the question.
All right, Nigel. Yeah, but I spoke to the former film commissioner, and she was saying Dominican Republic, their film industry is growing tremendously. But in 2010, they took a deliberate approach. They gave incentives for anything surrounding film, and now they're reaping the benefits.
Well, if after this One Love thing that's going, it's such a phenomenon. You need to go see it.
I will.
No, listen. So it is the story of Bob, it is the story of Jamaica, it's the story of reggae, captured in a 3-year synopsis. I won't say more, I'm not giving away the story. But what that has done for me, I mean, so I was a young child, as 9, 10, at the period. So it was the Exodus period of his life, right? And let me tell you something. It brought tears. I was emotional in the film.
Okay.
And so I'm saying, yes, we're a destination that you can film on, but we also have our own stories. I mean, Bob's story is wild. I mean, it's, you know, it's global, it can fit into anything. But we have similar Jamaican stories.
Yes.
And so I'm saying, while we want people to come here and film, and we want our stories to go, the best way to do it is to incentivize the program. $1 billion fund was announced, and I'm hoping that it can influence some other things. Listen, boy meets girl, boy fall in love, boy have inheritance. I mean, listen, there are so many stories, because that's what is selling, that's what's on Netflix now.
People like a story.
People like a story. People like a good-looking guy, a good-looking girl, a handsome girl living on, and look at what great houses we have. We have so many stories. I mean, Royal Palm is back on television. Think about that. And I'm saying, let's create our own story. Jamaica the timing is right. And if we don't hop on this bandwagon, we're going to lose again.
Absolutely. Let's go back, though, to women's sports. It's gone all over.
I know.
But
they're all connected, though.
Yes, they're all interconnected. TV rights has become such a big thing in sports generally. But your survey is showing that, hey, with the growth in women's sports, an opportunity exists for us to drive.
And because TV rights is what is a major part of what pays the athletes. So when you hear the NFL says it has $1 billion in rights, that's the basic rights that Fox Sports buys from the NFL. But you know, you have Monday Night Football on NBC, Thursday Night Football somewhere else, then you have Below the Line on ESPN and all them kind of things. So when you add that back up, you probably get $7 billion by the time you don't sell it. Plus the broadcast of the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So I'm saying, one, you have to know where your audience is, and you have to know what platform they're on, and then get the product on those platforms, because that's how. And then when you can use the data, it can't be just a feels of people watching the station or a feels of people are listening. No, get the data. So we research and development, we must invest in research and development, because that's what brings out. So like the survey that I've done, I mean, I've gotten incredible feedback from it, because people are saying, we never know these things, because they always thought so, but now to actually see it in data,
and
is important.
Analytics is such a big thing in
Listen,
this new...
It is, and without that, people who are spending money on your product and or service won't unless you can show them. So in this market, who are they, what demographics watch, and then you match it with how much they earn, because it's them going to buy back the products. At the end of the day, somebody will go and walk into a store and pick up the product or use the service. And that is the cycle of advertising. But we must present the data. We're doing well globally in track and field for the women, netball. You know, we need to get back into the basketball. Our female cricketers do fairly well too. So I think collectively as a country, though you know, our women in sport have represented us well, and I have no doubt that they will do well in the Summer Olympics too.
To do well.
Yeah, and the women's football to come back in 2027.
The paraphernalia, the sporting gear, all these things. All the big clubs, they sell these things. These are big things. Why aren't we taking
And I
that
mean,
on?
as a Jamaican, we're quick to buy these things because I have a full drawer of the teams that I support. But I also equally have Jamaican stuff.
Yes.
So it is a mindset. And so things like numbers on shirts. I remember one of the first times we said we were putting numbers on our T20 brought that in.
Oh yes, yes.
Right. So, you know, Chris has his triple threes, and so on. Darren Sammy's 88. So you kind of feel closer to the person. So you want a number. Who is your favorite football player? And so those things. But shipping and handling, there are some logistics that have caused problems in the region, you know. But I think over the next cycle of the Olympics, we're going to see a little shift in how we get Jamaican merchandise. I see the JOA announced that they're launching the new Puma gear for the Olympics in Paris at Champs.
Okay.
Right. And so that is a big step. That's a major step. And if we can see or even get our hands on those things, it means that if I decide to go to Paris with my friends, I'll have the Jamaican gear to wear to the Olympics, and that's important. Sometimes we only get it when we're there, or if we know people at J Rays that we get the gear. But no, the fact that the design is going to be out before, it means that they're trying to do better. And merchandise is a big thing. Merchandise, ticketing, TV rights are the three major things for the sport dollar.
So coming back to it, you really need a professional. Not just somebody who likes the sport for liking the sport.
You need
we
professionals.
need professionals.
Listen, CONCACAF went after the guy who was VP for the NBA. And I'm saying you have to pay them. These are people who spent time and years to study these things. That's what they need to do. Get somebody who can manage. It's going to cost you at the beginning to invest in
We
that
develop
person.
some performance-based arrangements.
No, but I'm saying, listen, every professional needs to be properly paid. Right? And so somebody's going to come and change your game, pun intended. That's what you require. So I'm saying reorganize SDF, STC, and InSport, create a master sports agency, look at the data, and get things going. We can't continue like this, and we still have 6 more years to Vision 2030. By the way, all of this is written in a document somewhere. We're just not acting on it. Because again, sport is a hobby. Until we start taking it seriously, then we're going to be having this discussion all the time.
But haven't we gone past that? I mean, given the kind of money that is being made in sports.
I think individual athletes are milking it for what it's worth, and they have every right to. But I think as a nation, that the current figure, I think, is 7.5% contribution to GDP. And I mean, that's with limited data. I think it's more. I think we owe it to ourselves. Because again, we're going to sell it to an external source. That's just going to...
Are we missing the boat, Carole? Because as you talk about a 7% of GDP through sports, and we talk also about entertainment in and of itself, the creative industry being a trillion US dollar industry worldwide. Yet tourism is our main contributor to GDP without a deliberate involvement of these areas. Are we missing the boat?
Oh, absolutely. And the tourism product is no good without accessing the best of what the entertainment package has to offer. We have a college, Edna Manley College for the Visual and Performing Arts, that churn out professionals every day. They have some of the best bands in the country. I don't see them in the hotels when I go around the island.
Well, better yet, you should have some live music on the waterfront.
Oh, don't talk about that, please. Kingston, I was listening to Barbara Blake Hannah giving the Bob Marley lecture, and she announced that she was a PR manager for the KCC, and one of the things that she influenced was entertainment. I wrote an article probably a year and a half ago to talk. Kingston needs a night manager. Listen, when you leave work at 5 o'clock and you're going your jacket and thing, you just pull off your jacket. You should transform you should sit on some cafes somewhere, enjoying some live music, having the best gastronomy is also big. We have some of the best tasting food in the world. And sometimes we can't get it. We only get it on Mother's Day and all them kind of things. No, we need to be feeding ourselves. We need to be enjoying the fruits of our labor. And I'm saying that our industries that support us, that we are known for globally, anywhere you're going in the world, anywhere you're going to where you talk about Jamaica, sports or music or food come up. Every time. I have no doubt our doctors are great because but I'm saying that is what we're known
That's
for.
what the world
And we need
loves
to
about
make it a
Jamaica.
policy so we garner the things that work for us. That's all we've been asking, And some of us have been chomping at the bits. It's going to happen. It must happen. And I'm saying an empowered community is a build out for a stronger country. And every community in this country is known for something, entertainment or sport. Some athlete come from somewhere or some entertainer because it's the bowels of the people where these people come from.
Turns out.
And so I'm saying, why not make it a policy to incentivize, to grow, to develop those communities that these people are from and encourage a youngster? Why wouldn't a youngster from Katadupa want to be, and I'm sorry I chose that one because, all right, so I just want us to have what's best for us as a country. And so if we don't, we're going to lose our people. We're losing them already. People are migrate. I mean, there are some people from my batch at Michael. Half of us are not here. They're abroad somewhere. And that to me...
And that in and of itself is, as you talk about the data and following the market, you have about what? A Caribbean diaspora of about 10 million direct. and the connected to that. So you're talking about over 15, close to 20 billion people.
But we have to do the things that work for us. And I want to repeat that. Do the things that work for us. I hear the West Indies cricket CEO saying they wanted Jamaica to be a part of the World Cup. Jamaica is such a phenomenal place, space, destination. The Jamaican spirit overrides everything. As I'm saying, why wouldn't we do the things that we have an advantage of and an advantage for? And I'm saying, if we have to mandate it, regularize it, make it work. If it don't work, we drop the incentive, heighten the incentive if it works. We have tried so many other things. I'm saying to the powers that be, try entertainment and sport. One time, just one time. Give us a performing center, fix the stadium, and make sport and entertainment one of the top funded areas of economic life. And the investment will be worth it.
Carole, thank you very much. I couldn't have said it any better. We need to talk to the Prime Minister, Minister of Sport, Carole. Let me not say that. Sports guru, sports management specialist, Carole Beckford, talking to us about the importance of sport to our country and the kind of contribution it can make to GDP. Of course, as we always say here on Let's Talk Stocks, we give you information to make better financial decisions. Come back with us tomorrow morning at 9. Another entertaining sport-filled program lined up for you.